Hi guys, welcome back to my channel again. So in this video we are going to be making this beautiful braided headband. So if you're interested in learning this, then keep on watching. Okay, so I have my fabric. You can use any fabric of your choice. Okay, so I have my fabric. I'm using Mikado fabric for this. All right, so I have 3 pieces of this. For my length, I have my fabric in 3 pieces. Okay, so the entire length for this is 36 inches. You can use between 36 and 38 depending on the volume of your hair. Maybe you want to wear a wig or not. Okay, and then for the width I have 5 inches. Okay, so for this other one, for the length I have 6 inches and the width I have 5 inches as well. And then I have my foam. You can also work with fiber if you can get, but fiber is not readily available to me, so I'll be making use of foam. So we are going to be working with these pieces now. Okay, so I'll fold it into 2 and then I'll be running a stitch of 0.5 all through the length. I'll be doing this for the 3 pieces. So after doing that, I'm going to be turning it inside out. Okay guys, so this is what I have now. You can see that I've turned it inside out. All right, so the next thing that we are going to be doing now is to be cutting our foam so that we can pass it through the channel that we have made for it already. All right, so I'll go right ahead to cut my foam into pieces now, and then I'll be passing it through the fabric. Okay, now I have cut the foam into length. Okay, so if this is easy for you to pass it through, then you can work with this, but if not, you can also cut it into bits just as I'm doing. Okay, if you were working with a fiber, it will also be in bits like this. All right, so I'll be cutting all this into bits and then I'll be snuffing them into the channel that I have made already, one at a time. Okay, so the trick here is to not make it too thick. Okay, so just make it as light as possible. Do not make it to be too thick because it can affect the entire look of the headband after working on it. Okay, so you can see the way I'm pushing in all the pieces now into the channel. Okay, so just keep pushing it and make sure it is not too bulky. All right, so I'm still doing that. I've done 2 already, so I'm working on the last one at this point. You can see the way I'm putting it into the channel, and then I'll be using my screwdriver to push it in and make sure that everything is not too bulky and it lays flat. You can see the way I'm checking everything now. So go right ahead and do the same thing for your own channel. All right, I'm done with it now. You can see what it looks like. It's not too bulky. Okay, and it is still very beautiful. So the next thing we are going to do now is to stitch all 3 together. Okay, so I'm simply going to place all the 3 pieces together at the tip. Now you have to make sure that the joining line stays in the middle, not on the sides. Okay, so just watch the way I'm placing them. All right, make sure that your joining line is in the middle and not on the side, because this is going to affect the entire look of the band at the end of the day. Okay, make sure it is in the middle, and then you place all 3 together, and then I'll be going to my machine to sew with 0.5 stitching. Okay, so it's time to braid. You can see that I had the 3 down with my machine. Okay, so I'll go right ahead to braid the 3 pieces together now. Okay, so while braiding, you have to make sure that the patterns lay out flat and they are beautiful, and you make sure that the joining do not show on the side. You can see the way I'm arranging as I'm braiding. Okay, so just go right ahead and braid these pieces into a beautiful pattern. Okay, just as I'm doing, and then we'll move on in the tutorial. Okay guys, so this is what I have now. I'm done braiding and you can see how beautiful it looks already. So the other tip, I'm going to join all 3 together just as we did for the first tip, and then I will be sewing with 0.5 to secure all the 3 pieces. this is what I have at the end of the day. You can see how beautiful it is, and you can see the joining at the back. So that is why I was emphasizing on the joining. So you can see the front, how beautiful it looks. So the next thing to do is to join the open parts together. So I'll be stitching this together, and then we'll move on in the tutorial. Okay, I'll be stitching with 0.5. Now that is all done, you can see how beautiful this is. So the next thing to do is to make the parts that we are going to be using to cover up our joining. So I'm going to be sewing with 0.5, and then I'll be turning it inside out. So this is what I have now. So I'm going to place this around my joining part, okay, and then I'll be stitching it 0.5. okay. I'm going to be stitching it out like that. Don't worry, we are going to be turning it inside at the end of the day. Okay, so I'm going to take it to my machine now and do the 0.5 stitching. Now this is all done. You can see what the joining looks like. So I will go right ahead now to turn this part. Okay, I'm simply going to be turning it to the wrong side, to the right side. Okay, just as if you are flipping it over to the other side. Okay, so I'll go right ahead and do that, and then I'm going to be showing you what it looks like. So simply tuck everything neatly and nicely. Okay, so you can see the way I'm doing mine. Simply go right ahead and do that on your own pattern as well. Okay, make it as neat as possible. It's all done now, guys. So you see what it looks like at the end of the day. Very neat and very beautiful. Okay, thank you so much for watching this far, and please give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. So I'll be seeing you in my next tutorial. Thank you so much. Bye.